Hey, so today I'm making pie, specifically chocolate pie. And I'm going to be making some other pies, but right now we're going to talk about chocolate pie. So in my pot, I have 2 cups of sugar, and I've got 6 egg yolks, half a cup of cornstarch. We're going to add half a teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of vanilla. And this stuff is gold in a jar. This is actually my homemade vanilla that I made last October, and it's just simply vodka and vanilla beans, Madagascar vanilla beans. You can buy those on Amazon, and you can get vodka and or brandy at your local liquor store. So it's really, 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 really good. So can't express that enough. And I've got cocoa powder. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder in my sugar. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in my family, growing up, everything was milk chocolate. Nothing was semi-sweet or bitter or dark. Everything was milk. And so the first recipe that I read for this called for half a cup of cocoa powder. And I just thought that was way too much for my family's likings. So I cut it to 2 tablespoons. And keep in mind, I'm doubling my recipe because my pie shell is so large. But I put the cocoa in and stir it around to get it incorporated with the sugar to kind of break it up real good so it's not lumpy. And then the liquid will mix better. If you've ever tried to mix cocoa into milk making hot chocolate, it gets all foamy and frothy on the top and it's difficult to deal with. So again, recap, 2 cups of sugar, but again, I'm doubling this recipe. 2 cups of sugar, 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I have half a cup of cornstarch. And this is my thickening agent for the pie. And I'm just going to mix that around too. I have not turned my stove on yet. Okay. And let's go ahead and get my salt. And I use kosher salt. That is my preference. I buy Morton's kosher salt. And let's see. I believe that's Goddess. Yeah, you can have the salt. Sorry, it's Saturday afternoon and we're just home. I'm going to put about half of my milk in. I need 4 cups of milk. And I use whole milk for this. So that's 1. 2. And I'm going to stir this to start getting it incorporated. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn my stove on to a medium heat. And I'm going to add my 6 egg yolks. And I went ahead and separated those out. And you never want your eggs to curdle, so you want to make sure you do those while everything's still good and cold. And this is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to get it to where we need it to be. But now I'm going to add my other 2 cups of milk. Okay. Just stir that up real good. And it looks dark, but I promise you, when it's in your pie, it won't seem this dark. Now I need to add my vanilla. So I need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And I really wish that you could smell this because it is heavenly. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of my homemade vanilla. Okay. Now this is going to cook, like I said, about 15 minutes on a medium-high heat. So I guess we'll cut it off. We'll cut the camera off for now, and we'll come back to you when it's almost done. Okay? So we'll see you soon. Homemade chocolate pie. Okay. So the filling for the chocolate pie is almost ready, and you'll notice that it's changed colors. It's gotten a lighter, more milk chocolate look to it, and I have switched from a whisk to a wooden spoon, and I have keep it on the bottom of the pot while stirring continuously. And you're going to just see how it just kind of transforms in just a minute. I hate it when I do that. Oh, sorry. But it's gonna change fairly rapidly, and all those bubbles will kind of be incorporated into the filling. And if you have something like that, that's okay. Just get your whisk back out, because again, this process is quick at this point. When it gets like this, it'll start getting thick. Those egg yolks and that cornstarch are doing what they're supposed to do. And you can see it's already thick. Semi-boiling, but I'm not going to stop stirring. I may cut my eye down a little bit. But you see how thick that is? I'm going to pull it off here. It's a little lumpy. That's all right. We're going to fix that with a whisk. Because you cannot walk away from this at all. You're essentially just making pudding. The best pudding you've ever eaten. So I'll put it back on the heat for a minute. See, it gets kind of silky looking. See how thick that is? Get down here so that you can.
Oh, you can see.
I want them to see from the side view how thick it is. Okay, and this is done. We're ready to pour this into our pie shell. Now, I made this pie shell this morning, and this pie shell is, this pie plate is rather large. So that's why I doubled the recipe, because I didn't want the filling to go up just halfway. But you got to see this. It's beautiful. I made it this morning. So my mom bought me this pie pan for Mother's Day. So, all right. And so we're just going to fill the pie. Doesn't that look delicious? We'll use our spatula and scrape it out and get all that good stuff out. And then I'll just kind of move it around to the edges. Okay, so now at this point, you wait. It's got to completely cool before you can add the whipped cream topping. Okay, so we're going to let this cool, stick it in the fridge for a few hours, and then we'll whip up some cream and top it with some shaved chocolate. All right, we'll show you what the finished product looks like in a little bit.